Hello.
Hi.
Hi. We are coming to you from Spruce Grove, Alberta, Canada. So just outside of Edmonton. I'm Chrissy.
I'm Sherry.
And we are the Yarn Divas. So,
Yay.
Yay. So this is our first podcast. We tried to
technically.
Yeah, we tried to do one with all of our Christmas stuff, and we did one, but it needed some editing, and well, that kind of escaped me. So we're gonna try again.
Try this all over.
Try it again. Yeah. So we have whole different stuff now, so we have to go through it. But first of all, we got some samples. Let's start with the tea.
Start with the tea.
Okay, so we got some samples from the Tea Girl in Edmonton. So she had a shop down on 124th and Stony Plain Road, and they just closed in December, which was really, really sad.
Yep.
But she's doing her own blends, and you can order online. So she sent us, I think it was 12 different kinds. So today we tried, or maybe it's too shiny, the chocolate dip strawberry. That's really shiny. So it's got cocoa bits and strawberries with cocoa berry flavor. It's delightful.
It is. It smelled amazing
so
even when we first opened the package.
Oh my gosh. Even before you put water in it, open the package and it was amazing. It was so good.
So it's lovely. So everyone should try.
Delish. I've drank all of mine, so I need to go
left.
Make some more tea. Yeah.
So we have a few packages to get through.
A few packages. So yeah. So I think what we are planning, this is our plan so far, that we're going to show our knit stuff and our yarny stuff because Sherry and I both started crocheting first as our first project makers, and now in the last year we have tried to tackle knitting, and now we're both completely hooked on knitting. A little fiber crazy.
Yeah.
And much to our family's amusement. But we don't care.
Amusement. So.
Yep. That's it. That's all.
Okay.
So let's start. So we actually have found one of our first major crocheting projects, which is kind of weird because I haven't looked at it forever.
So I did, and I don't have the pattern or the yarn that I used, so I couldn't find it. But this is the first hat I made. Funny thing, I started it, I was about halfway through, and Chrissy looked at it and said, "You screwed up," and she ripped it all out on me. She's really good at it.
Yeah.
Then I finished it, and we both looked at it and said, "That's really crappy color," because at the time, it matched pretty much the color of my hair. It felt
you
like
were darker then.
It was darker then.
It's a cute hat.
It's super cute. It was an easy.
Do you remember what yarn you used? Because it's super soft.
Something I got at Michael's.
Oh. Whatever you used, it was great because it's like not pilling.
It was, and I almost want to say it was a Lion brand of some nature.
Probably. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been washed. It's been worked. It's a great hat. I loved it.
And had you ever crocheted? Like, I know I taught you.
No.
But you hadn't before, ever?
Ever. So when you taught me, I had no clue I didn't have a clue. So my grandma had taught me to knit when I was like a kid, so probably about 6 or 7.
Yeah. And
I couldn't do anything. Like I couldn't do a scarf, I couldn't do anything. I kept dropping stitches, adding, so she gave up on me, and I probably didn't touch knitting needles again until like last year. So when you started to teach crochet, I was like, it just felt weird and awkward. But yeah, then I found a pattern. I said, let's give it a whirl, and it's cute. It's just a bunch of shells. And this is one that you did the band, right? And then you grew the sides? Or did you do the sides and then you put the band on? You did it all just like one big like long rectangle basically, and then you did the band on after. You joined it all up, and that was all just, I think, single. It's all just single crochet for that. But it was super. Nice. It was super easy, and after you ripped it out on me, and it actually fit. And the color's better now. It's better. Because your hair's a different color. Because it's so natural. It is. The grays are coming in more, so it works out better. But you've got that crazy hair that's like awesome because it is so crazy. I love your hair. I remember one time you were talking about cutting your hair short or something like that. And I was like, don't ever do that. Okay.
Because you were talking about when you were younger or something.
When I was in my early 20s, I had a pixie cut like you.
Oh, don't ever do that.
It was more maintenance. It was so much more maintenance than this.
Oh gosh,
I had to put so much stuff in it to make it stick down. Because otherwise I'd get the little cowlicks coming off like everywhere.
Yeah.
So growing it out was a treat.
Yeah. So my crocheting adventure, I have crocheted since I was little. Like I don't actually remember learning. I learned really young. And my mom tried to teach me, I do remember this. She was trying to teach me how to do a granny square, and I, for the life of me, could never make a granny square. I don't know why. So she kind of threw a book at me of doilies, and that's what I learned to crochet at. And I was probably like 8, 9.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, then I never did it. And then when I was younger, like in nursing school and having kids, I was cross stitching then. So then I started crocheting again because we're both nurses and we go to the annual AGM every year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 3 days of meetings where you just sit.
Yeah.
And neither one of us are used to sitting, and I struggled with it because
I don't like it.
Oh, it's hard. So I needed something to do. So then I started crocheting. So this isn't my very first project, but this is the first project I ever cared about really keeping. And it is an Irish rose shawl.
I think it's so pretty.
And it is done in, I actually had the picture of the yarn. Where's my phone? So it was done in pieces. So you created each rose individually, and then you joined them together, and then moved on the shawl from there. So I've never blocked it. I really need to, because it's got all this lattice work that if it was blocked, it would actually be prettier. But it's super soft and squishy, and it's a merino and cashmere, I believe. But anyway, that's that one. I have no idea because I could never find the pattern again. I tried to find it. My mom was asking.
Yeah, because you said you didn't have it off. It wasn't like off of Ravelry or something. It was just some.
No, I probably found it on
thing.
pinterest and fell down some hole and found it by accident.
So pretty, and the colors are like.
Yeah, because
stunning.
I'm more comfortable when I crochet. I'm more comfortable with lace work because that's what I learned.
Yeah.
Then, like, for the life of me, I cannot make a baby blanket unless it's in the round or in the square. Like, I can't do rows because I drop and make. So every blanket lays like this. So I don't do that. I just admit that I don't need to do that.
Total opposite. I like give me the chunky stuff all day long.
Yeah, no, that's not my happy.
Yeah.
Not my happy at all. But that's my crocheting.
That's beautiful though. I love it.
And I remember I got the yarn when I was out in Victoria at one of the yarn shops in Victoria a few years ago. So yeah.
I was gonna say it wouldn't have been that long ago though, but
no, it was like probably 5 years ago.
Yeah.
4 years ago.
Yeah, that's super pretty.
Yeah, so there's that. And then we kind of we crocheted forever. Is that done?
Did. Almost. I need a row. I have one row.
You guys, this thing has been it's like the endless bleeping scarf. Every time I see her working on it, I'm astonished that the thing is still alive.
Because I only do it when we go to meetings. That's it. It's the only time I pull it out.
Like, oh my god, because it's still a thing.
The pattern is mindless. And so once you get started, I think it's called the upside down triangle shawl, and I used a whirl, one of those sheep cheese whirls. So it's like freaking massive. But I didn't have to do color changes because it was all just
there.
Oh yeah. So,
I mean, it's lovely.
It's not blocked. It's not done. I still haven't finished the one row. I didn't even finish the entire ball because I think I probably could have added probably about 8 more rows. It's already huge. But
yeah,
there you go. And I'm short. Where that string is going. I'm short, so I don't need it to be massive to.
I mean, it's nice.
But
you know what, the sheepjes or sheepjes, whatever it is, the whirls, they just make such a nice fabric because it's soft and it's drapey.
And it is, and
you can wear it in the summer because it's cotton.
But yeah, like I haven't blocked it or done anything, obviously, and I'm probably not even gonna bother blocking it because it would be 10 times more massive. And really, when you do all this, who cares?
Yeah. Okay, this yarn, I found it.
Ooh.
This is the Irish Rose wrap with Marisol, Merino, silk, and alpaca, and that's why it's heaven.
Because it's beautiful yarn.
Yeah. You put that around your face, it's like
so nice.
So nice. Yeah. So that's that. I should probably take my ringer off. Actually. Okay.
That was great tea, by the way.
It was. I'll go make some more. So then we decided, let's knit. Because I started noticing that, I had a ton of crochet projects in my list, and they're all shawls. I love shawls. That's all I want to make, but how many shawls can you make, right? Or how many can you use? But then I started noticing that more and more of the stuff I was favoriting was all the knit stuff.
Yeah.
Because I love crocheting. I like the process of crocheting. I love what I make. But I like the finished product look of
for
knit.
Wearables, like sweaters and stuff like that.
I don't like sweaters and stuff crocheted. Yeah. Absolutely. So then I started knitting, and Sherry was still crocheting for a little bit there.
That's probably still working.
But she was sitting there staring at me the whole time I saw her.
Yep. Probably at another meeting.
Yeah, it was. Yep.
Watching you work.
Watching me work. Yep. Because we have 3 days of sitting there. And there's only so much visiting that you can do.
Yep.
Because you need to be quiet. You need to respect the people that are speaking. So yeah. So then, your first knit project though?
Was this that I actually just had on that I took off for this.
This thing is beautiful. It's the perfect size. It's the perfect shape for wrapping.
It's called Mylena, I believe. We'll put it in the notes when we're done.
Yeah.
But this is it. This is the first shawl. It's a triangular shawl. It has I know. I needed to block this a wee bit better just to pull out the cables a bit more.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so it was cables and basically it was easy. It really was.
It looks so intricate and complicated. When I saw her doing it, I was like, oh, good job.
I know, but the cables were really easy. I didn't have a problem with them.
Because it's a 3-stitch cable?
Yes. 4-stitch cable.
Yeah.
And the yarn was the Malabrigo Rios. And I don't remember the colorway, sorry. But it's blues and...
It's beautiful. Stuff. It's so pretty.
And I love it. And I wear it all winter long because it's so warm and it's so soft.
And it's nice because it's like wraps around, but it's not super bulky under your jacket.
No, exactly. So that was my very first.
My wing still is like.
See, you have the wingy problem that I had. But mine was like wicked. Like it was like.
Ugh. Freaking hair. Okay, I don't have my first knit project here, but I have my second-ish.
What did you do? What was your first knit? Do you even remember what it was?
I do. It was that Outlander. I have it. That
Outlander. Yeah, the Outlander.
What's it? The Jacobite.
Yeah, because that's where we both fell in love with all of the knitting stuff.
It was like, it was mindlessly stupid simple, which is what I wanted. And it's pure stockinette with a little bit of purl because it's got a, it has the ribbed edging, which, for some reason, I am so madly in love with this rib. I don't know what it is. I love this edge because I made that shawl for my mom too. That wild rose knot shawl, and it had this on it. I didn't block mom's it so it was flat like this though, and I like hers the way it is better because I made the other edge I made like this. I left it so it stayed pleated a little bit, so it was like when I blocked it, it stayed pleated more like that.
Yeah.
And I really liked it. So I think I'm going to rewash and reblock this so that it's not blocked as aggressively.
Flat.
But this is the Jacob. It's huge. Like it's giant long. Because it's one of those ones that you're supposed to put around your shoulders and then wrap around the front and tie in the back. I don't do that.
But there's a lot that are like that, though. I saw on that.
There are, but this one is so beautiful in the because it's made with 100% wool, Cascade. It was Cascade yarn, which I also remember I ran out of. I think it's called denim actually, because it's a retired yarn, retired colorway. And but look at this thing; it just goes on forever. So I usually just wrap around twice, and then I just tie a little knot, kind of. And I have one of those drapey winter coats that I wear it with. So it fills that space up where your chest is always cold otherwise.
And it's stinking cold here, so it is. Especially this last few weeks.
So that Cascade yarn, I didn't buy enough and I ran out. So then I did this online search and I actually found some from Texas. And it was so cheap because it was a discontinued yarn, so
yeah,
it was nothing. And they shipped it up here and it was great. And so I finished that. And that was my first.
Now show your second.
I can't remember the pattern of it. I can't remember it. However, okay, so my second,
because I love this thing so much.
Because also, as well as doing stuff with the yarn that we love and just a pattern that we like, we also purposely are picking our patterns at this point still that we're learning something, right?
Yeah.
So this was, I learned how to set up to knit with two different colors, but from opposite ends. So it's not brioching, but you are knitting to one end and then you switch with the other color and come back the other way. So that was a new technique for me. The I-cord was a new technique. And the braid, which was supposed to be done in both colors, but I didn't like it done in both colors because it was too busy, so I just did it in the pink.
And it is so freaking soft.
It is. And then also, this also had short rows, so I learned how to do short rows. So this shawl, I mean, it's a pretty simple shawl, and it's kind of a funny shape. So we started out on this end.
Yeah.
I start on that end. It's kind of got a curve to it. I don't know if you can see. It's got a curve, and then it kind of squares out here on the bottom. And then I did the braid and the short rows because this isn't pieced together. It's all done as one continuous knit. So then you went to these stripes and then to the yarn overs. And the tail isn't round. The other end of it isn't rounded. It's this great big long tail that comes to a narrow tip. So it's an odd shaped shawl, but it's nice because when you wrap it around, you get all these different. The textures go different directions. The lines go different directions, and it's just nice.
But that's what you like though too, is the odd shaped ones. You don't like just a strict.
And I love
triangle.
I love
or whatever.
Stripes.
Yeah.
So this yarn, the pink stuff, is that Iliami, yes, in that really pretty light pink, which I'm usually not a pink person, but this stuff.
And if you ever squish this stuff, it's amazing.
Oh, it's like a cloud, because like it just kind of floats down. Yeah. If you toss like your yarn up, it's so
beautiful.
Nice. And the gray is actually my very first fancy yarn that I bought. It's Allison Barnes MCN, and I think it was called Granite. It's the gray with her. You can't see very much of it. There's sparkle in it, but you can't see it. So when I first made this, I was kind of, I don't want to say disappointed, because I wasn't disappointed, but at the same time I kind of was, because it wasn't as light and airy and fluffy as I thought it was going to be, because of the yarns that I used are both so beautiful. But the more I wear it, the more it's coming to be what I thought it was going to be. So that's good. And I haven't blocked it. So if I block it, it'll just get softer.
Yeah.
But I've already worn it tons and tons and tons.
It actually feels softer this time.
Yeah.
Because I think we did this on our very first podcast.
We did. And the first one, these stripes, when I finished it, were pretty rigid actually.
Yeah, they were.
And now they aren't at all.
No.
So it's nice.
Did the pattern call for like the two different types, or could you have used both of the Iliamis, like a gray Iliami and the pink?
Oh yeah, you could have used whatever you wanted.
Whatever, right? because that would have softened it too a bit more. But
I
still
the
love
Iliami,
this.
you know, it's a costly project then, right? So it's
expensive.
a luxury, it's a treat. But I use I think I used part of a third skein of the Iliami.
So you
the gray I still had some left. I only used the one skein of it, and there was some left over. Yeah. But the pink I used quite a bit. Yeah. But I don't care. It's lovely, and I wear it lots.
That's right.
And it makes me happy. Yeah. And then what?
Okay, so then after all of that, I thought, hey, I want to make a sweater. So I attempted. I'm still working on it.
You talk about that.
Okay, well, first I have to think of what this pattern was. Now
that's turtle dove.
Turtle dove. There we go.
Space tricot.
Yeah, a space tricot, and we are not even 100% sure if we're even saying that right. So apologies if we're like way off. It's French, and obviously we are so not French. So anyways, this is it, and their pattern, I think they used the Woolloft or Woolfolk Luft. I want to say the loft. And I wanted to go a little more economical because I didn't think I could actually do it 100%. The pattern is super easy to read and super easy to figure out. So if you want to ever try one, go for it. So I just used, oh shoot, now I don't remember the name of the stuff.
Oh, that's the hug.
The Hygge. The Hygge, and I bought it at Michael's.
Red Heart?
Red Heart? Yeah, it might be. Shoot, I'll figure it out and we'll put it in notes.
Yes, it is.
So anyways, this is it. It's almost done. I'm working on sleeves. And can I just tell you, sleeves are boring.
How is it more boring than the rest
I don't
of it?
know. I got to the sleeves. I was super excited. I'm like, I'm almost done. I swear to God, it's been a month and they've just been sitting like this. I'm like, ugh. So anyway, I gotta go back, and if I actually sat down, I could do it in a day and I'd be totally done, but I'm stalling for some odd reason.
Yeah, I don't know what bergamot is, but it smells perfumey.
Oh, like in a not good way?
I don't know.
We'll see. But anyways, yes, so next time, if we do a second podcast, I will actually wear it. I will be done and I will wear it. But it was really super easy. And the only thing I adjusted was the length.
Did you make it longer?
I made it a little bit longer than the pattern. If I do this one again, I will make it even longer. Because really where it cuts off is kind of just at the hip. And I wouldn't mind it being a little bit longer than that.
Yep.
Because that's just where I'm at.
Yep.
And then I'm almost on the sleeve.
Oh, it's thick.
It is. It's going to be like the most cozy friggin' thing ever.
Holy smokes, it's like super thick.
I'll probably be sweating to death is what will happen.
It might be July when you see this on her.
At the rate I'm going,
but she's going to wear it. She's committed.
I committed. I promised. I will do it.
Okay.
So anyways, so that's that one.
So I made, well, I'm boiling the kettle for double bergamot. I have no idea what bergamot is, but I can tell you, I'm probably not going to be a fan of this tea. But
let me smell it.
It's like close up together. It's like, to me, it smells perfumey.
A little bit. Might be surprising.
It might surprise me.
Mine's are open. We'll figure it out.
Whatever.
Interesting.
Okay. Then what? Oh, then I made this the cashmere 3-color cowl by Hohi Kateli. So I didn't make it out of cashmere, obviously, and I shortened it because I didn't want it. I made it not as big around.
Wide,
I shortened the stitch count to start because I didn't want it. There's this little, well, it's kind of like this one. It's the neck of this almost.
Super drapey.
And I didn't want it drapey. I wanted it to be nice. So I can't remember how many. I think I put on 130 stitches.
Yeah, I don't remember even what the pattern.
Something like that.
Sad, but this is.
And nice. I shortened up each section. I shortened just so that it wasn't as long. Mm-hmm. So I haven't blocked this, and I'm not going to because I actually like it the way it is. So for this, I went through my stash. I was just looking for something to make.
I'm in love with this color.
Because I did 2 sweaters for Christmas as Christmas knits. I did one of the turtle doves, and I did a different one. And I was kind of worn out for Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
So I wanted something that I could finish quickly, and it was easy.
And for yourself.
and for myself. So I went downstairs, and I found stuff I had no idea I even had anymore. Oh my gosh. So I had one ball of each color of this. Well, you can't really. My dog got into one of my balls. So I have Knit Pick, their palette, which is 100% wool. Yeah, a fingering wool. So I did these 3 colors, and this is how much I had left of each. I think it's ripped off how much. I think it's a 50 gram. They're 50 gram balls, and that's what I have left of each color. So I could make one again if I really truly wanted to. But it was nice and quick. It was a relaxing knit. It had some interest, so you didn't get bored, because you made that one for your mom.
I did. I made a similar one for my mom, and I used the Wool Folk.
Oh yeah, that
far, nice. I think. Nice. And so I used kind of similar colors. It was a cream and like
Didn't yours have darker in it too? Like a granity,
like a darker gray, color? I think, and then like a tealy color.
Yeah.
And it's so super soft, and I love it. And I did the same thing. I shortened it widthwise and lengthwise, because I didn't do as many of the stripy rows. But yeah, this is a great pattern.
It was. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
It is great. And that whole Knit Picks in my stash thing, I have no idea where it came from. Not a clue. And I've got, I think, 5 or 6 balls left. One color of each, which, who does that?
I was going to say, what were you thinking when you did that?
I don't know. I'm thinking, because I'm on this Edmonton yarn swap Facebook group.
Oh, wonder if you did that.
So I know I went and I picked up a bag of just random stuff for like, I don't know, like 10, 20 bucks kind of thing. And I'm like, maybe it was in that bag. But then also Roz, our friend, is co-owner of the Fiber Nook here in Edmonton. And at one point she gave me this great big, like, you know, the duvet bag.
Of yarn?
Yeah, she like gave me this yarn because she had gotten it, and she's like, here, I'm going to give this away, go through it first and see if you want anything. So it either came in my grab bag that I went and picked up from this random lady, or it came from Roz. Wherever, I didn't pay for it, or if I did, I paid minimal.
Yeah.
So that cow was pretty much free. I'm good with that. I like free.
Who doesn't like free? That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to go make tea.
Okay, so I started doing this, I think, as a Christmas gift. I was going to give it to my mom. I ended up keeping it for myself. This is a toque. It's the pricky little hat pattern. I forget by who. And the yarn is, I want to say, a loops and thread, possibly. Again, notes. The pom-pom, however, is
delightful. Oh, I'm gonna get
the best thing in the entire friggin' world. So Red Fox Fiber does these, and they are made out of actual animals. So I believe this one is, coyote. She also does skunk, fox. I think that's all for now. But her husband's a trapper and pest control. So she's like, well, what can we do with all of these? So she has made these incredible, super crazy soft pom-poms. And I love them.
Including skunk.
I know, I mentioned skunk. And I think it's my favorite. But I love this. Ooh, where's your one? Some of them are like seriously.
Oh, that's my coyote. One of the girls at work gave that to me.
Okay, can you see the movement in these though? Like, this is stinking awesome. I had another super flowy one, but my dog attacked it.
Oh, my toque's outside.
Oh, that's a shame, because that's an awesome one. But yeah, my dog attacked it. I think she thought it was an actual animal in our house, and so she destroyed it. But look at these. Yeah.
And we recognize not everybody's okay with real fur.
Absolutely.
And that's okay. We all have our own.
Yeah.
We all have but I'm totally cool with it. This one is not real fur. This is synthetic. I got this from Stash when I was down in Calgary.
So cute.
And it's one of the ones it's nice because it's got the snap on it.
Yes.
These ones she has elastics. So I just put mine. Did you sew yours on?
No, I kind of just looped it through.
So you can take it off
if I need to wash it.
But this one's fun.
I think they should all come with snaps. I'm not going to lie. Because that's so much better. You can just snap it off.
Yeah, I like the ones with the strings too because you can just tie them.
I just tie it. Yeah, and the ones that I had bought from her had just the ties. So that's all I did was just tie it on.
Yeah, that one's fluffy and moving.
Yeah, but look at.
I know. I put one on. So my daughter.
Look at the color changes in that.
My daughter's 22, so she's dating some new guy, and I think it might have been the first time I met him, maybe the second. I went downstairs and I finished my toque and I put my pom-pom on, and it's like, I don't know, 11 o'clock at night. We're a very late night owly kind of house. And so
we are not.
Well, I went downstairs and I had my jammies on, no bra, nothing, because I'm just used, because she doesn't have friends over very often anymore. She's kind of a homebody. So I went down to show her my toque, and it has one of these big movie fluffy things on, and I'm standing at the stairs and I'm doing this bob ahead, and I'm sure he thought I was drunk as hell or high on something. Yeah, so, but I was so proud of it. I was like in love with life.
I think they're fantastic.
Behaving like a complete idiot, but that's part of who I am.
Yeah, and I did bring my other toque too, the big cabled one, but I put another one of these on, and I love them.
They're just fun.
I love it. Anyhow,
that toque makes me hot looking at you. Like it's just
not
so thick.
Surprisingly, this one isn't as thick as, because I made another one out of the Malabrigo Rasta, which is like,
oh yeah,
super soft and seriously amazing.
But is it hot?
It was even warmer because it's so thick. Yeah. But I gave that one to my sister. So.
Oh, did you?
But no, it's not, because it's got so many holes in it. It's not. Oh. It's surprisingly quite
airy.
Cold.
It's airy.
I wore it one night. We went to the light show out in Leduc.
Oh, so you almost need to put a
it was
line?
Stinking cold.
Oh.
I got cold.
You have to put a liner in it.
Or I just don't wear it on those ridiculously cold days.
Yeah. I guess so. Yeah.
But yeah, that's my other, and that's my new favorite toque.
New faves.
Yep.
Okay. Now it's to like, what are we working on, I think? What are we working on?
Okay, well, my sweater I will still work on.
Yes.
So, I'm also doing a cardigan.
Oh, yeah. So, I get this panicked message from Sherry. I don't know, was it a week before Christmas?
It was about a week and a half.
5 days,
Christmas.
6 days. She's like, my dad wants me to make an alpaca sweater for my mom.
No,
he wanted you to buy one.
He wanted me to find an alpaca sweater for my mom. 100% alpaca.
Yeah.
A week and a half before Christmas. Are you kidding me?
So funny. Her parents are so funny. They're so cute.
I said, oh my God. So I'm like, where the hell am I going to find an alpaca sweater for my mom? I'm like, maybe I'll just try knitting one. So I go out to Joe's yarn garden in Stony. And I'm like, I need alpaca. She's like, all right, here you go.
She's got lots.
She has tons.
Yeah,
like, she was great. And she was super helpful with me too.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, I go home. I start doing this like feverishly. And I'm like, I'm screwing it all up. It's not working. I was in a massive panic. I'm like, this is stupid, whatever. So I quit. And I'm like, I'll find something else for my mom. Yeah. Anyway, I am now back to doing it. It is working out much better. This will be it. This is from Tin Can Knits. It's their Harvest pattern. This is 70% alpaca, 30% wool.
Once this is blocked, it's going to be really nice.
It's going to be so much softer. And you know what? Because I went up...
You knit tight, eh?
This was me being really loose, I thought. I know.
She's not loose.
Well.
She's an uptight little thing.
Apparently. I thought this was all seriously really loose. It felt really loose. Anyway, this is it. I'm super happy with the way it's coming. I'm cast, I don't know. Like, I feel like it's just kind of like airy and holy in the bag. Like, that's what I mean. And I don't swatch. I never swatch. I think swatching is a waste of time.
For losers. No,
I know.
That's not true.
It's not because Other people do it and their shit seems to turn out great. Mine, on the other hand, I swatched and I was like, what the hell have I done wrong? I went up a needle size, and that's what I also, I swatched it and it was right. So I'm so much happier with it. Everything is coming out great.
Good.
It's like a little shrug right now. But it's actually a really easy pattern
But
too.
now you're just to the
I'm
home
past the
stretch.
sleeve. Yeah, I'm just, and it's easy. And the thing about Tin Can Knits, they have a whole collection of like their simple collection, and it's like easy knit stitches, and they give you tutorials about how to do it.
Yeah.
And
their sizes go from like baby to
extra large.
Extra large, yeah.
So somewhere in the middle. And they actually show you like how do you measure something if you're going to wear like a garment of some nature. Like,
right,
these are the measurements you really need to figure out. And so yeah, so I'm excited. I might actually finish this before I finish that other sweater. I'm not sure.
When's her birthday? It's in this fall?
Yeah, October.
Oh, so definitely for Mother's Day?
I'm aiming for Mother's Day.
Oh, nice. You'll have it done by then.
I hope so. If I get to the sleeves like I am on that other turtle dove, it might not happen until next Christmas. I don't know. We shall see. However, that's what I'm working on.
Okay, you ready? Let's try our bergamot.
All right.
What's in this? Double bergamot.
I'm not gonna lie, it smells better now than it did out of the package.
Yeah, I know. Kenilworth, I don't know how to say that word. Ceylon, Ceylon. If you are a tea drinker, you know what I'm talking about. With fragrant, sweet citrus bergamot with bright orange blossoms. It's a black.
I smell orange.
It's a black tea. All right, we'll give her a whirl. Nope.
Really? With a little honey, that would be awesome.
Maybe I need honey. That's right. Maybe I think
you need some honey in it, and I like it. Because I like a lot of the black teas though. Like that's sort of my go-to. Not always like the fruitier stuff.
Yeah.
And I think mostly it's because I can shove a lot of honey in it.
I like gingery stuff.
Do you?
We'll
Did you stick marmalade in it?
No, it's honey.
Oh. I just saw the color. I was like, why are you putting marmalade in there? Seriously.
No.
Does that not look like marmalade?
No.
That is the color of marmalade.
It's honey. Oh, I'm right in front of the microphone. I'm sure that's irritating. Yeah, no. It's honey. Look, meal.
Okay. Yeah, I can read. That's about as much French as I know.
Do you want honey in yours?
Yes, please.
Okay, try that.
I think it'll be better.
Okay.
What have you got on the go?
Oh, I have two more. These are my current whips. I actually don't even like that word, whips. My current mix. Okay, how cute is this though? My daughter, Megan, she gave me a bunch of stitch mark or progress keepers for Christmas. This is one of them. A little alpaca. Or llama, whatever he is. He's adorable. So, right now, I am working on, I'm not at the end of the row, so I can't show this very well. I'm kind of at the beginning, or in the middle.
Oh, we can hold this part up.
Is this the right side?
Nope.
This is I Shall Build My Shawl by the Inky Knitter, Fran. She is a local to us designer, and she has can you see that?
Yep.
There you can better. If I double this back.
Yep.
There
we go.
She has it's
really dark still.
Yeah, it is. Well, whatever. She has a 4 shawl collection in the I Shall collection, and they are all super gorgeous. So it has this lace panel down the one side, and then I did this poorly. I didn't plan this. And the rest of the body of the shawl is
there we go.
that's upside down. Sorry.
We will get this, don't worry.
Yeah, the rest of the body is just garter stitch with these stripes of LOK up every 13 stitches, I think it is. 16 stitches. Yeah. So this is what I'm just about done. This is how much I have left of my second ball. So this will be my third. So that means, so it's done in sections A to E. The section D, which is what I'm currently on, is your repeating section. So you do that over and over again until you have it the size or the yardage that you want it. And then you repeat section D again, rows 1 to 14, and then you do section E and done. So I'm just ready to start my third ball.
That'll get you through the rest of it, right? Yeah.
So the thing with Fran's collection this eye shawl collection that she's created is she made it and she didn't give yardages, she gave percentages so that you could make it in whatever weight of yarn you wanted.
Nice.
So the section E, you have to keep 20 to 25% of your intended usage for that section.
Okay.
And she gave a little graph of what for different actually I have it here. For different for different weights and yardages, she gives you a little, I don't know how to use it, I'm not gonna lie. I looked at it and I was like, what the So I haven't done it. I just worked out like I've got this much yardage, I need this much. But so she gives you how much yardage to use and what you need to save to complete your shawl so that you know how much to keep aside.
Seems like a lot of math.
Yeah. Well, I dumbed that down for myself.
I was gonna say, because I'm like, I look at that and you talk about it and I was like,
yeah. But anyhow, because I've never done it before, I didn't quite know how to work it out, but whatever, I figured out, I'm like, well, I'm using 3 balls, I need to keep,
so
25.
much.
Yeah, so it's good. So I'm close to done because I've been working pretty much exclusively on that shawl because I want it, because I'm going to Edinburgh in March. I'm going to the Yarn Festival. Roz from the Fiber Nook and you got invited. Shut up.
I did not get a legit want to come with. It's March and my husband's an accountant, so of course I can't go anywhere.
Well, that's a given. Yeah,
it's just a given.
So I want this to take with me.
Maybe next year.
I didn't work on a sweater to take with me because that's just not my jam right now. I like the shawl.
But you did a bunch of sweaters for Christmas, for your Christmas projects.
I was sweatered
3?
out.
You did 2 for sure.
2. I did 2.
You did 2.
Oh no, I did a third. I did that Knititudes, what was it called?
I don't know.
The beginner raglan.
Oh,
but
right.
I used a different yarn because I was using cheap yarn, which sometimes you just need to. You just have to, especially for gift knitting, right?
Oh yeah.
So I had pulled out, or I had went and bought some loops and thread yarn, and it was an acrylic alpaca blend. And so her beginner raglan pattern calls for super chunky yarn, and the yarn I was using was not. It was like chunky yarn. And so I tried to adjust the pattern and everything, and and that alpaca, remember when I was using it, I was saying it's like springy.
Yep.
So it's like goes in on itself, and it was all a garter sweater, so it was like super accordion-y, like it was like an accordion.
Yep.
So it turned out a lot smaller than I was hoping it was going to, because I did the medium, and it would probably fit like Nate.
He's my 5-year-old.
So I don't have any 5-year-old girls currently in my life. So
me neither. They're all boys.
It's sitting there. I haven't done the sleeves. I'm not going to rip it apart because eventually I'm sure somebody else.
Sleeves suck.
I don't knit sleeves. I'm good
bored with them.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, and then you're done, aren't you?
That's it.
This is my last project. So Sherry and I are going to a retreat. I know we're such losers.
And by the way, this will be the first time we've actually ever gone on any. No, we did. We went on one other vacation together. That's it.
Oh my god.
In the 20 years that we've known each other.
Oh my god. That vacation is a different story.
That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah. We slept in garden sheds
with dead flies. Oh, no, because we also went on that ski trip. So we've had 2.
Oh god. That was also another story. So we don't know.
Third time's the charm.
Yeah. No, this one's going to be good. So, okay, we're going to a retreat
yes.
in May for the Hippie Strings knitting retreat in Jasper.
Very excited.
So stinking excited.
Plus it's my birthday weekend, so, even more excited.
It is. So Sherry and Roz, which we're going to talk about Roz a lot because she's like our knitting family.
Yes.
So the 3 of us we have our own chalet. It's gonna be awesome. I'm so excited. Totally geeking out.
Yep.
And loving it. So that's in May. So anyway, in May we're going to this retreat, and the workshop is the grocery girls doing an afterthought heel. Yep. So I've never made socks. Sherry's never made socks. So
I have 1 row done on a sock.
So I thought I should probably make a sock before I go, like a complete sock. I have to make a sock, or we have to make a sock each that we can do the afterthought heel on. Yeah. But I thought before I did that, I'm going to make a sock. So I know the proper construction, and I learn better if I understand the process. Yep. So this is my first sock.
Which I like. I really like that pattern.
So I'm doing toe up, obviously. And it is, I got the Christmas Advent box from the Naughty House in Calgary, and this was in the box. So it's the Stylecraft head over heels, which in the ball I wasn't too super excited about it,
but it knits up
but
super
when
cool.
It's being made up, I like it a lot.
It's awesome for a sock.
It's just nice, and it looks big because my feet are kind of small, narrow, but it fits perfectly. So I'm just about to the part where I do the gusset increases. So this pattern is the irregular, let me pull it up. The Irregular Striped Sock by Emma Julie. Yeah. And it's not, I went into her Ravelry, the project pages and stuff, and I was reading all the comments and stuff, and so there was a lot of comments about it's not the most detailed pattern, but I was like, whatever, I'm just going to go for it, because I didn't want to I get bored really easily, so I didn't want to just do a plain knit stockinette stitch, because I knew I'd get bored and I'd never finish it. So I needed something to keep me a little bit more interested, so I was like, whatever, I'll do this, and if it doesn't work, whatever, it doesn't work. So that's it. That's my makes.
Yeah, I gotta start socks.
And so this was part of my New Year's bucket list challenge-y combo, because my bucket list was socks already. My challenge was becoming more comfortable with DPNs, because I really don't enjoy it.
This is why I've got 1 row done.
And I tried working on the minis, the little 9-inch circs, and my hand got really crampy. So then I went back to the DPNs, and I have tried the magic loop, like to do sleeves and that, and I'm not, I don't know, maybe I need to try it again. It feels weird
though too doing that.
Yeah, it does.
So I don't know. So I'm gonna rip out my 1 row and try it on the circulars and see if I like it better. Because I've got pretty baby hands too, that maybe mine won't cramp, because I know you said yours did, but
my hands are tiny, so I don't know. I don't know. But then I'm like, maybe I just need to try the magic loop again as socks, because then with the magic loop, you're ahead of the game, because you can do 2 at a time if you'd like. So then you're done. But I don't know. I'm not letting myself change off DPNs, because I'm like, to truly and honestly give it a fair try.
Oh, I know,
and
you gotta finish it.
I need to give it good effort. So that's what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it for the knitwears.
That is that.
That is that.
Yes.
So then, the 4 square needles. That's what I want to talk to you about.
Yes, she has something to say about them.
So, it's not as bad or good. It's just kind of a note. To note. So, I had asked my family for the 4 square mini interchangeables. And my husband, God bless him, he tries so hard to be supportive, and he tries so hard to get me things that are on my list. And he's awesome. But they got me the interchangeable 4 square, but just the regular, like the bigger ones. So, first off, is it even in here? Where have I? Oh no. So I took them out of the bag, and I got this. I know I can Gorilla Glue it, whatever, but you just shouldn't have to.
No.
But whatever, I can fix that. Okay, whatever. Okay, so anyway, the note, whatever. So I was knitting my shawl on the 4 squares. That's what I started, because I was away in Victoria when I started it. So I had that with me because it was Christmas time, and that's what they were giving me. So I started on them. So I got like 3/4 of this shawl done on them. And the tip of one was getting really snaggy, like the finish almost felt like it. So I used a nail file on it, and I put some nail polish on it. I think it's going to be fine, but I switched because I was like, it was throwing me off. So I switched. So I was using a 3.75 of the 4 squares for my shawl. So my other needles that I have are the Likey interchangeable, which are wood as well, and I love them. I love them a lot. And when I switched to the 3.75s of the Likeys, it was so tight you couldn't even.
Really?
It was So same size, but they're the squares obviously, and I am not a tight knitter at all.
No.
So
she is not tight.
I'm not tight. So then I had to actually go down to the 3.5s. So that was interesting. But when I looked at, because then I did quite a few rows and looked at them, like, you can't tell. Right. I mean, it's minimal. The size difference is minimal anyway. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting. Because the 4 squares I actually preferred.
Yeah, when I did how much you love them to start.
Because I made that shawl again. I've made 2 of the Stormy Skies shawls, and it has the drop stitches in it. And so when I made it the first time, I made it with this loops and thread. What was it called? The swirl?
I think so. It was 100% acrylic. I remember that.
Yeah, because I bought it specifically for Christmas make, and because it's so soft. Like when you actually work it up, it was super soft.
Yeah, it was.
So I got working away on it, and the drop stitches on my Likeys with that yarn were a nightmare. They were so bad. I hated every minute of making that shawl. So then my daughter asked for me to make this shawl again. This hair is driving me crazy.
That's all right. So is my zip.
So Megan asked me to make this shawl again. I was like, oh, really? Oh my god, okay, fine. So I put it on the square needles, and it was like knitting something completely different, because the drop stitches worked nicer. Because on the interchangeables, when you slide them off your needle and onto the cord, then when you come around to do your next row, getting them back onto the needle, that yarn is like really, there's no structure to it.
No.
So and it's
loosey,
sticky.
loosey.
Like it's got all these long threadies, so it sticks to itself, and it was getting like all wound up. So but when I put it on the squares, they just slid nicer because they didn't seem to get as tight. So I like the squares for that a lot. I just found it interesting, the complete size difference.
Yeah,
from
too bad.
The round. I know I wasn't going brand to brand. Within the same brand. I know that. So that might have something to do with it too. But I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
But because you know what? I'm jumping all over here. I have
you have other knit picks.
I have the Knit Picks hooks. I love them.
Yeah.
They are my favorite hooks to work with if I'm doing wood. Because I don't like wood for cotton, right? Because they don't slide very nicely.
Mm-hmm.
Because then I use my tulips.
Yeah.
Which, look it.
This is so sad.
The stinking dog, I had them in my case, and they sat on my coffee table for probably 2 weeks. I was being lazy and wasn't cleaning them up. So one day, after 2 weeks of sitting on my coffee table, the case was not zipped up, but it was closed. It was like this. I came home to that.
She still has the dog, by the way.
And she'd already chewed up my G before, and I'd replaced it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not replacing these this time. You know what? It's a good thing she's so cute.
Yeah, because those aren't cheap.
No, they're not. So, what do you think about your tea with the honey?
Much better, but I like the black teas. I think it's better with honey.
Oh, it's better with honey.
Yeah, but I don't have a problem with it at all.
Because it was a little bit. I found it bitter before. The black tea, that little bitter after taste.
Yeah, but I always put honey in my teas usually.
Yeah,
unless they've got like a flavor.
Yeah. What else? I think that's it.
That's it for me. That's all I got on the go.
It's just my twigs and horn bag.
I know. I still love that.
Oh my god. I use this instead of my purse now.
Well, I totally would. That would be it.
It's
got pockets and.
This is the hat.
Good.
I made this monster cables beanie, and I put one of the giant. That's the one I had put on my head.
I'll have to show you next time because it's freaking amazing.
But it's the one I had on when I was dancing around like a drunken maniac. I don't even think I'd had anything. I was high on life.
High on knitting and pom-poms.
Yeah. And that's it.
That's all we've got for our first go-round here.
So, I'm hoping we didn't bore everybody and they already have, it was like,
left?
You guys are, I don't want to listen to you guys. You guys are annoying me. So, yeah. If you liked us, like us. Click the little button.
Yep.
And then maybe we'll come back and try it again.
Maybe. Maybe I'll have something done.
Maybe. And if you live in or close to Spruce Grove or Stony or Edmonton, we have a knit night on Monday nights at Perks Coffee House. Yep. In Spruce Grove. Because there's one in Stony and one in Spruce.
Yeah,
we're in Spruce. So normally we'd be going tonight, but it's holiday Monday, so they're closed. They're closed at 6 tonight, so no knit night. And there was a knit night last week because Sherry was in Phoenix. It was -40 here.
It was nice.
And I had to work.
And you were working.
So. Yeah, I was working, so
I couldn't go.
2 weeks.
I know. It made me really sad tonight, though.
I know. I almost was tempted to say, "Do you guys want to come to my house?" I did. I thought about it.
Yeah.
I was like, well, maybe. Oh, this is the yarn I'm using.
Oh, I was going to say, we didn't talk about that.
Yeah, for my,
her shawl.
For my shawl. So I know that the variegated may not have been the best choice for this pattern because, it's a little bit busy of a pattern and a little bit busy of yarn, and sometimes it isn't shawl. But you know what? I actually like it.
I think great.
Once it's blocked, it's going to be amazing. So this is the Sweet Georgia yarn in the Tough Love sock, and the color is Rogue.
I love it.
So I got this in Victoria for Christmas. My in-laws gave me a gift certificate for beehive yarn, and I only bought 2 because I was going to use different yarn for that pattern, but I didn't have enough of it. So I bought 2 while I was there, and then I had to phone them back when I got home. And they were so awesome, though. They sent it out to me, and they asked me if I wanted it caked, and it arrived, I think, 3 days after I phoned. It was so fast, yeah.
And they're in Victoria, right?
They are.
Yeah.
I think they're on Douglas Street.
I was looking to see if they had a thing on here, but they don't, like an address.
Oh no, because it's not there. It's Sweet Georgia.
It's Sweet Georgia. Oh yeah, right.
But I think they're on Douglas Street. I think that's where they were at. I love Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
I love Victoria so much. I want to move to Victoria. I want to be like one of those little old ladies that are retired and sitting on my front porch, judging everybody that walks by, drinking my tea.
You could do that here. You know, it's just a hell of a lot colder.
Well, yeah, it's fine. It's 40. No, what is it
today?
You
wouldn't do it today. Minus 20 something.
I know. Thank God. So my daughter phoned us. We were just about to sit down. And if anybody doesn't want to listen to us personally ramble,
it's okay.
It's okay. But my poor girl, she's like an emotional wreck right now. And so she phones and she babysits for Sherry. Oh. So she was with Sherry's boys while Sherry was with me. And Megan phones and she's bawling. And here she was in an accident in town. Somebody had slid into her. But anyway, so we go running over there, not sure what we're going to find. I was going to look something up, and I don't know what it was.
I have no idea.
I don't know. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I don't
know. I haven't been using my estrogen gel.
You should probably go back on that.
I was going to look something
Nope,
up.
Put that in your notes. Restart.
Oh my gosh. Right? That and my vertigo.
Because this is what she is.
This is my this is how I'm keeping until I come up with something better, all of my needles.
Yeah, no, that's where mine are all in a bag.
Yeah. So anyhow,
that's that.
I don't know what I was talking about. I have no idea.
We may or may not think of it.
I don't know. We've probably annoyed every single person out there. So.
Yeah.
Boop, boop, boop. Yeah.
Subscriptions just went down.
So
anyways,
that's us.
Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah. And hopefully that somebody will come hang out with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
All right. So stay warm if you're here in Alberta, and for everybody else, bye.
Bye.